Welcome to IG Live today, and I'm super excited. I don't know if anyone has joined. Please, if you can get this notification, we've started our IG Live section, and I am super excited about this edition because it's very special. This is the last day in the month of March, and March is a very special month because it's a month dedicated to celebrating our women, our mothers, women who have achieved great things in our society. And I'm super excited about this edition. So please, while we wait for others to join in, please reach out to your friends, reach out to everyone, because we are about to begin. We're about to begin. And today's topic is very interesting because, like I said, it has to do with women. So today's topic is talking about the role of technology in promoting women's safety, and I'm very sure it's something that everyone is going to benefit from. So please reach out to your friends, reach out to your colleagues, reach out to everyone you can so that they can join us. No one should miss this section. So why is this topic very important? Before I bring on my guests in the house already, that's in the house already, why is this topic very important? It's because women's safety is an issue of utmost importance in our society, because despite efforts to create a safe environment for women, there's still incidents of harassment, incidents of assault, incidents of violence against women. It just continues to emerge, and technology has emerged as a crucial tool in addressing this issue of women's safety and offering innovative solutions to help promote women's safety in the society. So in today's section, we're going to explore various ways in which technology can be used to promote women's safety. And I have a very special guest that will be joining me now. And good afternoon.
Hi. Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hi, Godfrey. Welcome. So, just a brief introduction. So, everyone in the house, we have our guest. Our guest is Iboko Godfrey. He's a tech expert and is also the head of department marketing and communications in the Concept Group. So, it's a pleasure to have you here, sir, today. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine. Just confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
I can hear you clearly. So, like I said, this topic is very important because it's something that we are still facing. So let's go straight to the question. Let's go to the topic and the questions for today. So the first question that I want to ask in this section is, why is promoting women's safety important in our society? Why are we not promoting the safety of men? Why are we focused? Or why are women the focus? Why do you think it's important that we address the issue of focusing on promoting women's safety in our society?
So, promoting the safety of everybody in the society is equally very important, right? So, men and women. But you know what they say about women? I mean, women are like the nation builders, because without women, you and I won't be here today, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so promoting women's safety is crucial in Nigerian society because women are vulnerable to various forms of violence and abuse, including domestic violence, sexual harassment, assaults, human trafficking. As a matter of fact, according to a survey by the National Bureau of Statistics, it says about 31% of Nigerian women have experienced physical violence since age 15,
Wow.
and about 6 in 10 women have experienced more forms of violence in their lifetime. So apart from the physical and emotional trauma suffered by women who experience violence, and the impact on the wider society is also very significant. I mean, women who suffer from abuse and violence may experience poor mental and physical health, and even reduce productivity in the workplace and diminish economic opportunities. So imagine if we have, notable women like Okoji Uwela is probably within this line. We probably would have actually had such brilliance representing the country in the World Bank and all like that. So, so technologically innovations play a very significant role in promoting women's safety in Nigeria. For instance, the use of mobile phones, GPS trackers, social media platforms can help women stay connected with family and friends, especially in the cases of emergencies. So the Nigerian government have also launched different applications, different platforms and initiatives to help improve our safety. So very notable one of such initiatives is the National Emergency Response Support System, the Safe Nigeria initiative, the Help Mom application. So all these applications are actually being driven by technology to enhance women's safety. So, for instance, the emergency response system by the federal government allows users to call in for emergency services just by the tap of their mobile phones. The Safe Nigeria applications, which can actually be downloaded on your Play Store, actually provides real-time information on security threats, traffic updates, road accidents that actually help men and women, navigate safe routes. The Help Mom, which is actually dedicated towards women, actually provides maternity health support, emergency transportation services to pregnant women in underserved areas. Another very good example is what the Lagos State government has actually done by installing security cameras in some parts of Lagos State. I know, if you actually go to some parts in Ikeja, which is the area I'm very familiar about. You see cameras almost everywhere. I don't know if they're working though, but well, at least that initiatives. Yeah. So, in conclusion, right, promoting women's safety is crucial in Nigeria society as it enhances women's physical and mental well-being and contributes to the overall development of the country. Technological innovations have a crucial role to play in promoting women's safety, and the government, private sectors, civil society organizations should actually work together to leverage these innovations for the benefit of women. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I found this very insightful. Just like you, as you were speaking, I just remembered a recent incident that happened, I think, sometime last year, where a lady was in the BLT bus late in the night, and she recorded, and we know how that incident happened. So women are vulnerable, and just like you said, we can use technology to curtail. In fact, there was also an incident where a lady went to somewhere in Calabar. She went for an interview in Auburn, something like that. So these are very live experiences of women, and those issues would have not escalated the way they did if not for technology, if not for the way they. So thank you so much for that insight. Okay, so the next question I'll be asking is, what are some of the unique challenges facing women in our society, and how can technology be used to address them? I know you've mentioned some already, but what are some of the unique challenges, and how can technology help to curtail these?
All right, so I'm not an expert in women's psychology or probably things that have to do with women, but some of the things, some of these challenges are actually very prevalent in our society, and we can actually see them. It's not like it's actually hidden. We can actually see them. So in the Nigerian society, women face various challenges that threaten their safety and well-being. And some of these challenges include gender-based violence, sexual harassment, lack of access to healthcare and education. If you actually go to some underserved northern part of this country, some women are actually not given access to education. They just believe, okay, fine, that we either marry you off, or you go to work in a farm, or you take care of the home and all like that. So these are some of the challenges, these are some of the issues. And so limited economic opportunities and cultural barriers that limit their participation in decision-making processes. If you actually go to some firms, you have about 100% of them and 100% of executive management that are predominantly male, right? Yeah. Why? Because they believe that, okay, women do not actually deserve a place on the table. So, however, technology has the potential to address these challenges and promote women's safety in the Nigerian society. We've actually mentioned some of those initiatives. We've actually mentioned some of the technology, like the mobile phones, social medias, GPS trackers, and the likes. And one of the unique challenges facing Nigerian women is the lack of access to healthcare services, especially in the rural areas. Maternity mortality ratio is very high in this part of the in this part of the world. And to address this issue, I mean, technology can be used to provide women with access to healthcare services such as telemedicine and medical health clinics and all. In recent years, right, talking about health issues, the usage of telemedicine in Nigeria has actually become very popular. I mean, we have different platforms. As a matter of fact, a very good friend of mine actually runs a platform called Nguvu. So Nguvu is a telemedicine platform that provides mental health sections for people, and most of their customers are actually women because of all the challenges we've mentioned earlier on this section and all. And other unique challenges facing women are gender-based violence, especially rape. I mean, domestic violence. We've heard some interesting cases last year, including a popular gospel singer.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So technology can actually be used can be provided to women to protect themselves against such occurrences. And I know there's an initiative called Stand to End Rape that helps to provide information on rape preventions and reporting. And there's so many initiatives by the federal government. And so in conclusion, women in Nigerian society face unique challenges that threaten their safety and well-being. However, technology can play a critical role in addressing these challenges by providing women with access to healthcare services, enabling them to report incidents of violence, providing emergency response services. The government, private sector, civil service organizations, they're all needed to actually bring this to a stop, right? And also to empower women to fully participate in the society and also in the boardroom. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I find that very insightful. I love the use of data and all of that. So it gives us a glimpse of hope that, so I want to ask the next question. This has led to my next question. So I want to know, how has technology been used to promote women's safety in the past, and what impact? Like, I think just on this call, we've mentioned 3 very bad incidents of gender violence. Also, that she was killed. Violence. The lady at the BLT bus, she was murdered. The same. So, and also in Obama, who went for an interview. So, as this, since we can recount incidents that occurred where women were killed or their safety were threatened, has they been how has technology been used in the past? Do we have accounts, and what impacts has it had in our society so far?
All right. So the rate of technology adoption in this part of the world is still very, very low.
Okay.
Not so many people would probably know how to use the modern form of technology. Not so many people know how to actually share their location on WhatsApp with their friends and family.
Yeah.
So the rate of technology is actually predominantly low. So technology has actually been used in the past to promote women's safety in Nigeria, and it has had its own significant impact in reducing the prevalence of gender-based violence and empowering women to protect themselves. So one of the earliest forms of technology being used to promote women's safety in Nigeria is the 911 emergency response system. It's still very functional. I know we also have a response system here in Lagos. I've forgotten the code right now, but the 911 is actually still very functional, and that can actually be used to prevent some of this gender-based violence we've discussed and all. We've also had, I also mentioned on this call, the Stand to End Rape initiatives that is an example of some of the technologically innovations put in place by private individuals and then in connection with governments to promote women's safety. So this initiative uses social media platforms such as Twitter and Facebook. Twitter is actually a very good tool, right? And we've seen a situation by there've been some kidnapping issues, or probably like the BLT case. It all started from Twitter. There's so much buzz about it. There's so much talkability about it. I even had to bring the government involved and all. So Twitter is like one of the technology tools used to actually report such incidents and all. So like I said, the technology adoption in this part of the world is still very, 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 very low. But moreover, it has actually provided women with tools to protect themselves from violence and all. And the impact is, like I said, is still low, but we would actually get there.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so I have like two more questions to go, and I'm very sure, I don't know. So I want to speak to our audience. If you have like any nuggets you're gaining, you can type in the comment section. If you have any questions, my expert is here to answer your questions. So in this section, you're the expert. So I want to ask, in what ways can technology be used to improve reporting and tracking of gender-based violence? Reporting and tracking. How can technology be used to report and track these incidents?
Okay, so technology can play a critical role in improving reporting and tracking of gender-based violence in our society. There are so many ways in which technology can be used. So the first one is mobile applications. So when we actually develop mobile applications that allow victims of gender-based violence to report incidents and seek help, these applications can also provide information on support services in local communities. For example, the Nigerian government initiative of Stand to End Rape, Stand to End Rape initiative has developed a report rape application, that allows users to report rape incidents and have access to support systems. Also, we also have online reporting systems. So there are established online reporting systems that allow victims of gender-based violence to report incidents anonymously. These systems can provide secure platforms for victims to report incidents without fear of retaliation. Example of such is the sexual offense awareness and response initiatives. So they also have an application that has an established online reporting system that allows victims to report incidents anonymously. Also, the fact that we now have big data and data analytics. So the use of data analytics can be used to analyze patterns of gender-based violence in different communities. A colleague of mine work with an NGO called NIM in the northern part of this country, and they're actually very big with data. I mean, as a matter of fact, one of their tools for preventing gender-based violence, especially for underserved communities in the north, is the use of big data and good analytics. So where they can actually identify areas that are particularly vulnerable to gender-based violence incidents and enable targeted interventions from the government. So we also have the wearable technology, right? So one of our portfolio companies, Concept Nova, that's the way we actually draw our expertise on in developing tracking devices, wearable devices where people can actually wear or probably use to detect and report incidents of gender-based violences and all. So we also have the social media as part of these technology systems that could actually raise awareness about gender-based violence and provide information on support service available in local communities. So I'm a very big fan of the social media, especially Twitter. So social media can also be used to gather data on incidents on gender-based violence and provide real-time updates on interventions to be taken. So in conclusion, right, technology can be used to improve the reporting and tracking of gender-based violence in our society by developing of applications, establishing an online reporting system, using of big data analytics, developing wearable technology, utilizing social media platforms. By leveraging on these technologies, we can actually improve the response to gender-based violence and support victims, and ultimately create a safer environment for women in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I really love the fact that you mentioned data, because we see in our society that a lot of persons who go through these experiences, they do not talk to anyone. So we do not have enough data to really quantify how many people, a lot of them, you see some of them coming out to talk 10 years after the incident, 20 years after the incident. So it's very important that they have easy access to report. So our final question for this section is that whenever we hear the word technology, it's always very expensive to access. Not everyone can access good technology, because it's general norm that technology is expensive. So what can be done to ensure that these technological solutions we're talking about is accessible to everyone? The woman in the village, the woman in the rural area, the woman that does not understand English language, what can we do? What solution can you prefer as the experts to ensure that everyone has access to these technical solutions we're talking about?
All right, thank you for that question. Right, so we know technology is expensive, very very expensive, and if you actually look at the GDP of our country, or the per capita income per head, I mean, we're looking at less than $10 per head in most homes, I know. So it's important to ensure that technological solutions developed to promote women's safety are accessible to everyone, and so including women in low-income communities in Nigeria. So here are some ways I think we can actually achieve this, right? So the first one is collaboration with local organizations. So when we work with local NGOs and community-based organizations that have an existing relationship with these low-income communities, to reach out to women and provide them with information on available technological solutions. So these organizations can also provide training on how to use technology effectively. And so we have the ones that are actually very low cost. I mean, so if anyone could actually afford a mobile phone, they could actually own a Twitter account, for instance. Or for instance, if they can actually have access to an online radio, they can actually afford to buy a hardware radio, they could actually also have access to how to report gender-based violence within their communities. And so we actually need NGOs who actually have this level of spread to this underserved communities to spread the word and to tell people about some of the cheaper options in terms of technology solutions we have out there. Another one is to make the technology itself very affordable. So most private entities or businesses are encouraged to develop technology solutions that are affordable for women in low-income communities. So that's why I'm actually a big fan of Treasure Holdings. That is the owners of Infinix, Techno, and I think ITEL, right? Because not every one of us in this country can actually afford an iPhone or a high-end phone. So they decided to actually subsidize different phones with almost the same functionality for most people to actually have access to mobile communication. So if private entities could actually adopt such models to provide technology devices for people in low-income communities, that will actually be that will actually be welcome, and that will also have enable people have access to some of these technology solutions. And also, when we actually develop user-friendly technology, creating technology that is easy to use and accessible to women with low literacy levels or who are not familiar with technology, this can actually be achieved by using simple languages, visual aids, and providing trainings on how to use this technology. Another way we can actually make technology accessible is through internet access in Nigeria. So internet access is still limited in many low-income communities. To ensure technological solutions are accessible to everyone, there's a need to have an increase in internet access in these areas, and this can be achieved through government policies that promotes the development of infrastructures in these areas, and through partnerships with telecommunications companies to provide low cost internet services. But last but not least is to conduct outreach programs. Conducting outreach programs in low-income communities to educate women about the importance of using technology for safety and security. These programs can be in forms of workshop, seminars, or community meetings. So in conclusion, to ensure that technology solutions developed to promote women's safety are accessible to everyone, including women in low-income communities, it's important to collaborate with local organizations, make the technology available, develop user-friendly technology, increase internet access, and conduct outreach platforms. So by implementing these strategies, we can help bridge the digital divide and promote women's safety in Nigeria.
Thank you so much. I honestly find this section very insightful. And quickly, I don't know if you've been on this live section. I don't know if you can type what insights you got. But for me, I found that it's just like you started. Imagine that like a woman like Ngozi Kojiwala was affected by any of these incidents, probably would not have such great women in the society. So it's very important. And one thing that beats my imagination, despite all of the efforts that's been put into promoting women's safety, we still have a lot of incidents of harassment. So that means a lot still can be done. A lot can be done. And just like my experts, I'm just giving a quick summary before we close this section. Just like technology does not have to be very expensive. In Yobong, I think the Yobong lady, she had to share a live location. That was how they were able to, I think even the BLT lady. So it doesn't have to be so expensive. And I have a role to play, you have a role to play. So I don't know if you have any question, we can say ask. So I don't know, Mr. Godfrey, I don't know if you have any words, final words to like summarize everything that has been said. I know a lot has been said, especially for those who are just joining in. Anything that can be said in summary to summarize everything we discussed today.
All right. So in summary, right? So women are actually women are actually the fountain of every nation. I mean, and their protection, their securities should be actually be treated with utmost importance. And one way we could actually do that is to make technology accessible to all of them, in order to prevent some of the nemesis or probably menace are actually prevalent in our society, which from gender-based violence to having access to the right education, having access to the right healthcare systems, to having access to even the boardroom and all. So women actually need to be provided with the right technology, and not just right technology, but also technology they can actually use to understand. So it's the responsibility of the government, it's the responsibility of private individuals, responsibility of NGOs to come together to look at how to reach out to women who are actually very vulnerable in underserved communities, and how to provide them with the right tool for them to actually stay safe in a community like ours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sure that everyone has found some more insight in this section. And just before we wrap up, I want to remind us that at Concept Nova, we provide a lot of technology solutions. You can track your car. You can track the car of your sister, your mom, to avoid. So with our Ticon solution, we also have C Protect, anti-shatter film, glass film protection, which is very so. To even know more about technological solutions, you can visit our website at www.concept-nova.com. You will see all of our solutions. We have a lot of them, even the one that can keep you safe as a woman. Thank you so much, Mr. Godfrey. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone that joined this live section. I'm very sure you found it very insightful. See you next same time, same next month. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.